Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bellevue Arts Museum. My name is Jenna, and I'm here to explore art with you in a new and fun way. We're going to look at a couple of artworks by artist Nicole Gordon, who currently has a show here called Altered States. This is their first time showing art in the Pacific Northwest, and if this is your first time doing any of these yoga poses or movements, that's great. We really love to experiment, and in order to experiment, you're going to need a couple of materials. So first, you'll need a yoga mat or a towel and potentially a water bottle. Once you have those, go ahead and lay your mat in front of you or your towel, and I'll meet you there. Now, for the first set of poses we're going to do, we're going to take inspiration from one of the works currently on display here at the Bellevue Arts Museum. Behind me, we have a really large scale piece that's called Finishing Touches by Nicole Gordon. So before we think of what inspires us about this piece, I want you all to take a few moments and really look at this entire dreamscape or natural world that you see here. So let's take a few moments. Awesome. So, one of the things that I noticed, and I'm sure you might have all noticed as well, is how there are really tall and really wide trees that look really sturdy, and they might have branches going at all different lengths and sizes and colors. I also see maybe over here some shorter trees with really light leaves, and this is really inspiring to me and will be one of our primary focuses without our entire yoga poses for today. So, if you see any other inspiration, I would love to hear about them or maybe share them with who else is in the room with you. Now we're going to get started and move our bodies to explore this artwork in a really different and fun way. So, the first set of poses we're going to do today are really centered on this natural world that is behind me here. So, we're going to start with our legs, hips width distance. So, go ahead and measure, put your hands right on your hips here, and you'll kind of follow them all the way to the ground. And that's where you'll want your feet to be also. So, now we're going to go ahead and exhale all of our still breath. So, and on our inhale, we're going to raise our arms all the way up to the ceiling, super tall. And this is called mountain pose. So potentially, there might be a mountain behind me in this dreamscape natural world, or maybe there's one outside in your house or apartment. So, really key in this pose here is to draw your pinkies in to really engage your arms. And you'll also want to make sure your shoulders are lowered to kind of release that tension. And not if they're really high, that could be really uncomfortable. So, go ahead and draw your pinkies in, lower your shoulders down, and maybe you'll feel your tummy engage as you work more muscles in your body. So let's hold this pose just for maybe 2 breaths to really feel grounded and solid like a mountain. So inhale. One more inhale together. Awesome. So on our next inhale, we're going to lift our arms up a little bit higher. And exhale, we're going to guide our hands together. And as our hands fall down, we're going to guide our whole bodies down to the floor. Once you get there, go ahead and shake your legs out. Release any tension you might have in the back of your legs, maybe in the back of your spine. And then on our inhale, we're going to rise up to mountain pose again. So inhale together. Exhale, the forward fold again, leading your hands through the center to the ground. Inhale together for mountain pose one more time. Exhale, just your hands to your heart center, staying upright. So that was a bit of our warm-up today and to help really feel grounded and strong like a mountain. So for our next series of poses, we have a couple of different tree variations and challenges for you all. So the first step we're going to use is our left leg as our base. So maybe just feel really strong there. And we're going to put our hands together in our heart, just like we did before. And this time, we're going to guide our right foot to the inside of our right calf. So this is definitely a great balancing posture. And if you find your right leg, kind of going towards the front, maybe try guiding your knee to the side and see how that feels in maybe your hips or your legs. And see if the shape that you see here maybe is similar to a shape that's in the piece behind me. So we're going to stay here for 3 seconds to really feel this pose in our left leg. We're going to lower down in 2 and 1. All right. Great work. So now we're going to do that on our right side to really balance and feel the strength in both legs. So using your right leg as your base, go ahead and draw your hands together and lift your left leg to the inside of your right calf. So this side might feel a little bit more wobbly. Every side of the body is different. And go ahead, maybe try without your hands this time, guiding your left knee to the side. And we'll stay here for 3 breaths. Lower down in 2 and 1. All right, step 1 of the challenge complete. Now for our next tree pose, using your left leg again as your base, we're going to bring our hands to our heart center. And this time, try and guide your right foot all the way to the inside of your left thigh. So above your calf and above your knee, right to that fleshy part of your thigh, because we really want to protect our knee and make sure we don't injure ourselves. So we're going to try and hold this pose, be really tall like a tree. Really feel it maybe in your leg or your hips here. I feel it if I push my knee to the side. You really feel that in your hips, which could feel good. And we're going to hold this for 3. Lower down in 2 and 1. Whew. All right, step 2 of the challenge complete. Now we're going to do our final challenge, which I think is the most fun. So using your left leg as your base, I want you all to put your hands together. And this time you have a choice. So if you like, you can bring your right foot to the inside of your calf or bring it all the way to your thigh like we just practiced. So for me, I think I'm going to stay with the calf for this time because that feels really good in my body right now. So we're going to bring our foot to our calf, hands to the center. And now that we've been here before, we know what it feels like. And we're going to inhale together and draw your hands up towards the sky, just like we did for our mountain pose. So we're going to hold our arms way up high, feel real strong and sturdy like a mountain or a tree. And maybe, if you're up for this challenge, draw your arms to the side as if your branches are growing far and wide. Maybe they go all the way to the side. Maybe you want them more straight upwards, like you can make a triangle pose. Maybe you feel your leaves start to move. So maybe wiggle your fingers all different directions. Maybe there's a wind that's starting to blow. So you can move your body and your branches as if there's a breeze flowing by. Ooh, but that one definitely is a balance challenge. So we'll try to do this. All right, and we're going to lower down in 3, 2, 1. Whew. I don't know about you all, but I was definitely feeling that in my left foot. Let's see if that's what happens on the other side. So using your right leg as your base, we're going to have the option to either bring your left foot to the inside of your calf or the inside of your thigh. And I suggest whatever you did on the other side, you mirror and do on this side. So for me, that means bringing my left foot to the inside of my right calf. So I'll keep my hands together here, feeling strong, going to breathe together here. Grow our branches really tall. Maybe they're really high to the sky. Maybe they start to grow to different parts of the forest. Maybe they go all the way to the side. And again, we're going to start to also move our fingers and see how that feels in your hands. Maybe you feel that in your leg. And we're going to start dancing as if there's a breeze flowing by. Woo, try to keep your balance here. All right, whichever pose feels good to you, variation, you're going to hold that for 3, lower down in 2, and 1. Whew. Awesome. Great job, everybody. So now what we're going to do is we have had the chance to dance as trees. Now we're going to dance in another pose that is one of my favorites called dancer's pose. So what we'll do is we'll lift our arms together here. And using your left leg as your base, go ahead and lift your arms way up high above you. Now we're going to guide our right knee down and your right foot back. Then when you're ready, go ahead and wrap your right arm all the way around to the inside of your right foot and feel what this feels like in your body. I encourage all of you to try and bring your right knee closer to your left. That'll help with your stability and really feel strong in your body. So now that we've held this pose for maybe just 2 more breaths, maybe get out any of your wiggles. And now we're going to move into dancers. So together we're going to start to lean forward, your left hand really shooting far in front of you, and your back foot follows in the opposite direction. And this is called dancers. So maybe you try to bring your back foot a little bit higher. Maybe you try to draw your left arm a little bit more forward. And we're going to be here for 3, lower down in 2, and 1. Whew. Nice work. So now we're going to dance on our right side to really balance out our body and our muscles in our body. So using your right leg, go ahead and lift your arms up and then guide your knee down, left foot back. Go ahead and spiral your left arm behind you and reach for your left foot. And remember, if you can and it feels okay on your body, try to keep your knees as close together as you can. And let's just take 2 breaths. Really get ready to dance forward. All right, let's do it. So we're going to lean forward. And as you lean forward, really ignite your fingers and maybe try to kick your back leg up and see how that feels in your body. So we'll stay here for 3, lower down in 2, and 1. Whew. Man, my whole body feels pretty stretched now. So the next part I want you all to do, since we've been standing for a while, let's go ahead and have a seat on our mats. So go ahead and sit right in the center of your mat. Bring your big feet, big toes to touch. And go ahead and grab under your toes. And for this next pose we're going to do, I don't know about you all, but one of my favorite parts of going to the forest, and maybe there are some even behind me here, is seeing all of the different creatures that are there, like butterflies. So what we're going to do is dance as if we're butterflies. So using our knees and our legs as our wings, we're going to start flapping them up and down. And you'll really feel this on the inside of your legs here, which feels really good. So go ahead and flap your legs up and down as if we're dancing butterflies. Maybe you go really, really fast because you have a lot of energy and you really have somewhere important to be. Or maybe you just slow them down and kind of feel what that feels like in your body. So go ahead and do this for 3. We'll lower in 2 and 1. So go ahead, if you want, you could stretch your legs out in front of you or keep them crisscross. And we're going to do one final look at this amazing piece by Nicole Gordon behind me. And if you find any other inspiration in this piece, I encourage you to move your body and see how that feels. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope I see you soon.